It's showtime. Happy Friday, everybody. Friday's here again, April 16th. Now, you know, the IRS extended that deadline till May 15th from April 15th. So for some people, I think that they're maybe not the taxes that you need to pay quarterly, but for filing for 2020. Anyway, happy Friday. And I'm so happy we're at 0.68 months of inventory. We've got over 2,000 homes available because y'all listed 191 homes yesterday, which is incredible. Yesterday, you listed 136. So that's incredible. And my microphone needs to come on. Hang on, everybody. I did the rentals up there. They're still flying off the shelf fast and furiously. So hopefully you can hear me. Let me do a check. Let me just do a quick check so everybody can hear me. Make sure. Come on. We always have to do a tech check. So I know you can hear me. Make sure. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, I'm going to put my other microphone on while I talk, just because it's a little softer. Microphones are important. People that are listening want to hear a nice sound versus maybe the echo that rooms give you. So when you have a microphone attached, let's see if I can do this. Escape here for just a second. The show. There we go. Okay, just a slight interruption there. So if you look at the stats, we're doing about 130 sales a day, which is really awesome. That's par with March. Well, March we did 150, and like I said, I think we might get down to or up to that figure before the end of the month because it does inch up. Yesterday it was 124, today it's 129. So as we continue to get closer to the end of the month, I think that might go up. So that will be great. Put this down for now. Okay, so what are we doing here? I want to show you something. Now we're talking about Facebook a lot, and I was in the Tom Ferry, Gary Vaynerchuk, Chelsea Pites, some of the top social media real estate gurus had a conference this week, and I'm going to show you some excerpts of some of it. Now, Tom Ferry comes before Gary Vaynerchuk, and it's interesting because Tom Ferry is not a social media person, and much like Brian Buffini isn't either. That's not their space. So when they say things about Facebook or LinkedIn, and it's kind of like with tongue in cheek because that's not where they spent their time. They're coaching people. They're more relationship based, which is great. It's totally great. But I want to let everybody know that when you hear anybody say anything negative about, let's say, social media, we live in a particular spot in the country, Las Vegas. People move here. The population is now up to 2.3 million, and home builders continue to build new homes because people continue to move here. So we have a really special location, and that's why social media may work for us maybe more than it works for other places. Although I know with Pinky, and I'm going to show you something that Pinky did, Pinky Knows Naples in Florida, and she has doubled her business because of social media. So let's see, let me get rid of here. Yeah, so she's doubled her business because of social media. But let me just show you what she recently did. And this might give you some idea because I would really think that y'all should do this. So she did this in B-roll. So Pinky takes a video, and it's not live, okay? Then she adds things to it, music, and she speeds up the video, or she took an old time clip and sped it up. So she did a little bit of editing to it, but it's not difficult. And we can certainly do this in our social media class to show you all how to do it. I'm going to take my branding down here just for a minute. so that we can see this. Okay, so we're gonna play this, and it's 15 seconds. And what she did is she texted this out to people. She also put it on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So let's watch it. I'm going to solo it. Okay, so what she did is she took that B-roll, and it's a seller's market, which means you don't have many homes to choose from. And let's see, if it's a seller's market, which means you don't have many homes to choose from, equals multiple offers. And then she says, your offer needs to be strong. No lowballing required with offer, proof of funds, or pre-approval, strong escrow amount. Even when your offer is accepted, you don't have hand trying to renegotiate during inspection. Seller may walk. There's another buyer right behind you. So even when your offer is accepted, you don't have it. She says you don't have hand. I think that she made a typo there. Trying to renegotiate during inspection, seller may walk. Okay, you might want to refine what she says a little bit. And then want to know more, message me. So I just think that that's short and quick. If you use this as a guide, and maybe we'll do it Thursday in social media, we'll make these and make them a little better for our message in Vegas, because she's in Southwest Florida. And these things are working for her, just so you know. So when you hear some of the things here you're going to hear today with Tom Ferry, these people aren't necessarily in the Tom Ferry and Brian Matheny I'm talking about are not necessarily in the social media game. So you have to know that going in. So we're going to watch this today. It's going to be, we'll watch about 20 minutes of it. He's got some really good information. More toward the end of it, I might skip through a couple things that may be boring for us, and then we'll get to maybe the meat of his discussion here. So let's get started. And we wanted to start in a particular spot. So let me move it forward. Come on, come on. Don't do this. Okay, so let's hide that. I thought I got the right one. I don't know. Hold on. Let me go back and get it again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Had to just bring it back up again. So let me go back. This was 9 hours. So they had many different speakers on here. There's Gary Vaynerchuk. He comes after Tom Ferry. So let's go back. I think it's 23 minutes.
To possibly get percent. I really thought it was going to be more of a consumer play. I thought the consumer demand, I thought the inability for agents at scale to prove their value, to demonstrate their value, that was going to be the factor. But I was wrong. I was wrong, dead wrong on this trend. Commission compression is happening, but let's go back in time a little bit, right? This statement right here, Darwin would talk about like, it's not the strongest that survive. It's not the fastest that survive. Darwin talks about it. And I modify his conversation. And I say business is economic Darwinism. Business doesn't care what you think. The market will continue to market and adjust and adapt and change, because those of us that adapt, we're the ones that thrive. Those of us that get ahead of the curve, those of us that innovate, we're the ones that win. And those that don't, they suffer the consequences. You know it, and I know it. But think about it. For as long as I've been in the business, this has basically been the model. This is how we've carved up our 11 million sides in the US. You got, 8 or 9%, they're for sale by owner market. You got wholesalers out there, right? We buy ugly houses, intentionally they're in yellow. And the balance essentially was real estate agent controlled. And even inside there were discount agents, there was discount brokers, but it was real estate agents, right? And I started making the argument back in 2018 that I thought it was going to start to look more like this. Right. And maybe my pie graph is off, by a tad, but the FSBO market really didn't go away. The wholesalers didn't go away. iBuyer, maybe it's only at, 5%, right? If you're really paying attention with all the now publicly traded companies that are doing it. The hybrid model, which we're going to get into in a minute, that's everybody taking now a commission directly from the agent, right? And we've been doing this forever in this industry. Relocation did it forever, right? But like this is a factor. So I'm sitting with all these top clients and they're like, where do you think it's going? What do you think is the future? And I'm like, I would bet everything I own on this, that I believe this is the future of real estate, that you're going to still have a FSBO market because there's always going to be a DIYer. Like they're just always going to be there. And iBuyer, maybe they move the needle a little bit. But, I think most of us are pretty savvy enough to know that, that's going to be a hard one for them to do, especially as the market softens in 22 or 23, right? But the two bigger chunks, that's the part that I'm saying to my clients, that I believe that 50% of every transaction in the US is going to have a referral fee associated to it, whether it's 25% up to 42% with relocation, 50%, because advertising rules are changing. Privacy rules are changing, and a lot of really well-funded marketeers. And I'm not just referring to Zillow, my friends. Rocket, Mello, Ojo, you can go right down the line. Homeline. There's mortgage companies to portals to agent-agent referrals. The inability for most agents to protect themselves and build their brand and be savvy with their marketing is going to cost them 25 to 42% across the board. That's my prediction. You guys are the first people that I'm actually saying this publicly in a slide outside of some small conversations with my personal clients. And I believe the balance will have that, no referral fee, just a direct agent transaction, 2.5%, 3%, whatever your bag minus your splits. So if this is the future of real estate, if this is where it's going, right? And look, I'm not Nostradamus, but when you do what I do for as long as I do it, and you spend enough time and you've listened to 1,000 pitches from, companies that are raising capital, that want to go disrupt the industry, that want to get in the way of the industry, that want to support the agents and everything else, it looks pretty obvious to me. I'm not sure what your opinion is because I got slides up and I can't see all the comments, but think about it. Just think about it. So the question then becomes, how do we build your brand and defend your position against the competition? How do we build your brand and defend your position against the competition? I've only got 7 things, but I got a lot of slides. And I'm going to rip through it, and then we'll do some Q&A. And I think it's going to be interesting to see, the questions that get asked coming out of this. And yes, you'll get a copy of the slides, look at them, make some notes, and then attack. Because the 7 things I'm going to ask you to do are actually very actionable and things that you can do ASAP. And the ones that have already done it are already winning because of it, because they're, again, as Warren Buffett would say, they're digging the moat deeper around their castle, making it harder and harder for those people that are trying to attack your business and take your money away. They're making it harder for them, not easier. Does that make sense? So here's the first one. Should be pretty obvious. Over-index on Google reviews. Over-index on Google reviews. And this one, my friends, when you think about it, obviously getting your business page done, but I'm going to go back to this one first. Right? I'm assuming you've got your business page done, but I threw it inside there just in case. If you don't have your Google business page done, please do that today. I don't care where you are in the world. It is a no-brainer. And last time I checked, it is the #1 searched site on the planet, only second to YouTube. You with me on this? But here's the kicker. You ready? What we saw over the last 7 to 8 years was the review economy, that consumers were literally finding you on Zillow, finding you on Realtor, finding you on Yelp, whatever it may be. And they were literally saying, I like her. I like her smiling eyes. And more importantly, we know that reviews from back in the day, one of my best friends on the planet, Ken Carey, is one of the leading infomercial producer, writer, directors. If you saw anything with Chuck Norris, Christy Brinkley, Banjo Fishing Rod, Ford, right? 25 to 30 infomercials a year. of which 70% of every infomercial was a review, a testimonial, someone saying, I got thin thighs in 30 days or less without diet and exercise. And yet I know agents today that of all of their 28 or 200 or 1,000 reviews on Zillow, and look, I'm friends with the guys at Zillow, but they've made it very clear their position in the direction that they're going. So it should be obvious that if you don't switch and go ham on your Google reviews, thinking about my 19-year-old son when I said ham, I got a little laugh from my producer here. So you think about it, like you need to start adding 5, 6 reviews every single day. Don't send an email to your entire database and say, would you please write a review? Because you might get 400 or 500 and then Google will think they're spam and they'll close them all down and it was for nothing. So instead, it needs to be a daily discipline for you between now and the end of the year to start future-proofing your business by making sure you've got more reviews on Google than any other site. Number 2, I'm blown away. And again, I'm not razzing some of my best clients. These are some of the most successful teams on the planet. Only 40% of them had their business pages done, which means 60% of some of the most successful teams in the country, even though they've got their Boomtown site, their Ylopo site, they've got an About Me page, they've got all this other stuff done, but they didn't have their Google business page done. And that's going to be really key for you to continue to defend your position, because unlike Facebook, that I think is going to be in a lot of trouble when it comes to ads, Google's not going to be. And Google will always be, at least for the short term. Let's never say always, but Google for the short term is going to continue to win, right? So you need to be positioned properly. Does that make sense? Let's go to number 3. And again, this one I know you guys are going to hear nonstop. Jason Pantana is going to talk to you from my team tomorrow about content and the content that's really moving the needle. The thing that I want to stress to you is content's going to make you searchable. So if you're not pumping out content on a regular basis, you know what happens? What people don't get today, like I launched my YouTube channel in 2007, then my second one in 2009, and I was on like Friendster, I was on MySpace. It was just obvious back then. And I remember some people coming out and literally saying, if you don't, put content on social, you're not going to be relevant. And that was happening in like 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And to a certain extent, I think they were trying to fear you into posting on Facebook, hitting the live button on Instagram or whatever it may be. And look, the reality is we've seen some agents brands absolutely blow up. TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, absolutely blowing up. And they're becoming celebrities in their marketplace. But as advertising shifts and privacy becomes more and more the issue because of Apple and others, what's going to happen is it's this. How are you going to be findable? Like the average consumer moves every 10 years. That's the data. The average consumer moves every 10 years. So if you move every 10 years, let's just do a hypothetical. Your spouse says, you haven't been to the grocery store in 10 years, go buy chips. And you show up on this aisle and you're like, I don't even know what to do, right? Like, where do I start? What flavor? What do you mean? There's pickles now, there's flaming, there's salt and vinegar. This is how consumers view real estate professionals, right? Because if you're all the same and I'm just looking online or I'm on a broker website and it's just this, right? What's going to stand out is the person that created the most content. It's the person that shot the most videos. It's the person that answered the questions that were most relevant to me. That's who's going to stand out, my friends. Alternatively, like people say to me, how do we solve this? And I'm like, look, I've been doing this forever. Like this ain't the solution, right? There's actually a lot of success in billboards, but I think like, unless you're only trying to attract people that like an Asian guy with no hair on his chest, like there you go, right? Like, and this is actually like still all time one of my favorites, but this one, how about this one, guys? Like that's real. Like that was like taken from a cell phone, like bang, right? Like Peter Clavin, I'm sure got a lot of come list me calls, or he just got a lot of phone calls, right? But it's classic, right? The things that we naturally go towards are about shock value, right? It's about, oh my God, like I'm going to make the phone call, like, whoa, like even just looking at this one, like it's kind of disgusting, right? But people do this kind of stuff versus what we know is more relevant today, right? What we want to do is we want to create more trust. Go back to the scaling versus stuck. The scaling agents have figured out, I want to scale my reach and I want to scale my trust. I want to find my tribe. I want to create content that is meaningful to a segment of the marketplace, starting with my own database and every lead that I've ever spent money on, Facebook and others. I want to create content that is familiar to them, right? Through frequency, that I'm touching them on a regular basis, giving them a little taste of me So I become the most relevant person for them. I stay TOM, top of mind. Does that make sense? Now, if you look at like Oberlo, right? I did a whole podcast on this about 10 days ago that's blown up. 81% of consumers prefer to watch a video to learn before they decide. If you Google Oberlo top 10 trends of video, you'll basically have to say to yourself, okay, if this is the way it is, and I'm not on video, what you're basically saying is I'm okay having 50% of all my transactions have a 42% referral fee associated to it because I've simply been diminished, right? I've been diminished. It's like the perfect storm is happening right now in our space, my friends. Forget interest rates, forget the shortage of inventory, because those interest rates are interest rates. Solvable to get more listings, better marketing, make more phone calls. Like it's super solvable. But the stuff that's coming at you that you're not paying attention to, those forces, that's what I'm trying to bring my personal clients' attention to. So what do we know? Video is king, always and forever. TV, right? To now your cell phone, to Hulu, to you name it, right? The joke is if the Titanic went down today, this is what everybody doing. Like they'd literally be like freezing and saying, oh man, are you getting this? Hey, can I like tether to you? Like I need some more Wi-Fi. Like that's the world we live in today. And I know agents in 2021 that don't have their own show. I know agents in 2021 that don't go live on a weekly basis on Facebook or Instagram or whatever your favorite channel is where your clients are. It is shocking to me to think that you can say, I don't look good on camera. I don't sound good. I'm not sure, what I would say to people. What do you do when you show up on an appointment? You scare people and shock them? No, you are who you are. You are a flavor. I am a flavor. Every presenter over the next 2 days, we are flavors. Some of you will like us. Some of you won't. Who cares? Some like chocolate, some like vanilla, some like chocolate chip. I don't care. You with me? Do you find your tribe? That's the answer. Do you find your tribe? That's the answer. 65 views on a video. Try making 65 door knocking contacts. Try making 65 contacts over the phone. I'll take the 65 views on a video every day of the week and then do one every day and watch what happens. Now, number 4 on my list. So Google business page, Google review, create more content. Number 4 is email is killing it right now. For the agents that have a regular weekly email to their database, well, think about it like this. For every dollar you're spending right now on email marketing, you're getting a 44x return on investment. Spend a dollar, make 44. Spend a dollar, make 44. Think about that. Like the only things that are greater than that in terms of ROI right now, ROR, return on relationships, and your direct mail to your geographic farms, right? Those 3 are producing the highest return on investment. Spend a dollar, make 17. Spend a dollar, make 55. Spend a dollar, make 16 as an example. But email right now, this is like the American Association of Direct Response Marketing. Like email is where it's at, my friends. So my buddies over at Boomtown, which I am an investor in long time ago, love Greer Allen and everybody in that culture. We did a little research piece. You could see it here. Size does matter. If you've got 1,000 people inside your email address account that you're emailing to on a regular basis, past clients, sphere, and then leads, on average, those people were doing $14 million in volume. People with 100,000 people in their database doing $220 million in volume on average. Think about the average sales price, $300,000, right? They're selling a lot of real estate, and email is a major factor. And yet most people have not dug that moat in their database. They have not dug that moat around their business. And I want you to do that. So the other thing is you need to be thinking about how you're going to build up your database, because as Facebook continues to change, what are you going to do? You're going to take your 40,000 person email account list, your 4,000 emails, and you're going to upload them into Facebook custom audiences, right? So you're still going to be able to do that. It's the pixels and a lot of those things that we've used for the last couple of years. That's the stuff that's going away, my friends. So please listen to me. Listen to me. Build up your email marketing database. Very important. Double opt in. Don't be a spammer. All right. Number 5 is you got to dominate with direct mail. So it was really interesting in one of the meetings, and I'm going to be mindful of not sharing some of the personal deets. The 2 highest, most profitable agents in one of my masterminds were the 2 that basically, well, I'll just give you the names. Andy C. from Intero Real Estate in Northern California, 125,000 direct mail pieces to the Golden Triangle of Silicon Valley twice a month, but only for 8 years. And then Josh Rubin, New York City, Douglas Elliman, right? In New York City, if you know anything about the market last year, it was rough until about November, December. And now they're flying in all the right directions. And Josh, right, had still had a monster year. And it is direct mail that continues to get him his come list me calls. But it's not one thing, my friends. It's not being myopic. It's doing all of these things to protect your brand, to protect your business, to make sure that you're getting those full fee deals, not always a referral fee associated to it. Does that make sense? So look, whether it looks like this once a quarter, here's how many homes you sold, here's the local market data, here's some things to do in the area, right? Like it doesn't have to be complicated, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. Number 6, being mindful of time, Tyler, because I know we're gonna do a bunch of Q&A here, so I'm ripping. Number 6 is make your damn phone calls. So it is so funny how much I don't know, slack I get, let's just call it for what it is. Because I will like literally do a post and be like, make your phone calls. And people are like, Barry, they like associated me with my dad who like, I want to punch you. If you want to say something bad about my dad, I will fly to you and punch you. He is my dad. Remember that. Like he's my pops. He would back in the day say, hey, circle dialing, which by the way, works right now. Circle dialing works right now, calling around recent sales. But I'm not even saying that. I'm saying call the people that already know you and like you and trust you. Call your database. Play a game with me. And again, I can't see the comments because of the way we're doing the slides today. But if you grabbed your phone right now and you actually just went to your contacts, all of you should do this right now. Go to your phone, go to your contacts, go down past the pound sign, past the Z. I've got 5,467 contacts in my phone. 5,467 contacts in my phone. You should figure out what that number is in your phone. You could maybe take 800 of those away because they're agents in the marketplace that you know. It just says Larry 5551212 and you have no idea who he is. By the way, I would call that guy anyway and try and figure it out. The point is, I would bet with a savvy group of marketers like all of you watching right now, I bet you have an average of 2,000 people in your phone. So if you have 2,000 people in your phone and you take 500 out for agents, you got 1,500 people in your phone. And here's what you have to understand. If you look at the data right now, the major data providers in the US, you know them and I know them. So I don't even have to tell you who I'm talking about. Like, you know, right? Just think Silicon Valley and it's them. And guess what? They're all saying the same thing. The movability score right now, the trailing 12-month data that they're tracking beyond just the death, divorce, and default, like the signals, like a reevaluate, shout out to them, or House Canary as an example, shout out to them. Like the signals that these companies are seeing are showing like 12% of the people in the country are thinking about making a move right now. Like it's bonkers. Now, is it 12%? Of course not. It's 138 million homes in the US, right? So of course not. But the signals are all there. And there are people watching this right now that have not called their entire database. And yet you're running ads to find cold people. I want to punch you in the face. Like, what are you thinking? You're trying to get cold when you already have lukewarm in your phone. How do you defend your position? You make your phone calls. So Renee Funk is going to talk to you, I think today or tomorrow. Huge shout out to Renee. By the way, Renee, if you're watching, I had dinner last night with Carrie McGee and RJ and the gang, right? And they just love you. And I have so much respect for her. We were doing a clubhouse and she's like, you know, Tom, the question right now to ask people into your database is right here. How has COVID in the last year of the pandemic changed the way you feel about your home? Think about this question. Like, you know, you build rapport. Hey, friends, family, what's going on? How you guys doing? Just checking in. Hey, I wanted to ask you, because I'm asking every single person in my database one question. And once you answer it, I'll share what everybody else is saying. How has COVID in the last year of the pandemic changed the way you feel about your home? What most of you don't get is right now, like there are people in your database that literally tonight at 5:30 your time zone, they're going to close their laptop. Their spouse is in the closet, right, of the master bedroom, because that's where he works. And she's going to close the laptop, and the 4-year-old, the 7-year-old, the 8-year-old, and the dog are to come screaming by. And spouse comes out and says, how's your day? And she's like, wow, my manager just told me we're not going back to the office for 2 more years. And she's sitting at the dining room table of her home. She closes her laptop with frustration and says, we need a new home. And he's like, yep. And bam, they open up their laptop. And do they go to your website? Do they search you? Or do they go to Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, Redfin, you name it? You know the answer, my friends. So if you're not willing to make the phone call, it's okay. Someone else will. Someone else will. And then don't be mad when a major percentage of your past clients are going to other sites and you may or may not get them back and pay a 35 to 42% referral fee. It's just the game. You're the one that chose to be wrapped up in one of the greatest real estate markets and not be thinking about future-proofing your business. I'm not being a jerk. I care passionately about this industry. I have a lot of customers that I'm thinking about right now, and I want to wring some of their necks because they're so wrapped up in the offer that didn't get accepted, or the frustrated buyer, or the listing that they sold for $40,000 over asking in 14 seconds without even putting it in the MLS. I got it. But what are you doing to future-proof your business? That's the question. 554, 5 in your database, 5 outside of your database, 4 follow-up calls every day, because we all know all the money's in follow-up. I think Kyle Whissel is also speaking during this, which is Kyle's like one of my favorites. Like, he's the king of follow-up, celebrating. We've followed on this lead for 7 years and they finally bought a house from us. Like, I have such mad respect for anybody that does that. 5 in your database, 5 outside of your database, right? 4 follow-up calls every day. That's the discipline. You brush your teeth, you do your 554. You brush your teeth, you do your 554. That's how you win. Now, last one, easy. Number 7, Google local services ads. Might already be too late. Raluca Mane, buddy of mine at Google, now runs the part of the Chrome division, called me like November, December and said, hey, Google local services ads, like consumers are typing in best real estate agent in, the Museum District of Dallas. And it'd be good if like all of your clients showed up on those ads, and the ones that are doing it and spending $50 a week, I'm literally like $50 a week. I'm spending $500 a week. Like, you want to control that experience in your marketplace. It's another way that you will defend your position in the marketplace for what is coming, my friends. It's another way you will defend your position with what's coming. So winter is coming. I had to throw it in there. I was a huge Game of Thrones fan, so I can't help it. But we know what happens. He gets stabbed in the end. Sorry if that's a buzzkill and you didn't know. But here's the thing. Winter isn't a bad real estate market. That's not the winter that's coming. What's coming is the arbitrage, the disintermediators, the ones that recognize that the 1.5 million agents in the US suck at marketing and won't even nurture their own past clients and won't do the obvious things to defend their position.
So that was really interesting. Sales is a contact sport. Sales is a contact sport. And he gave us 6 things to do. One thing, if you don't have a Google business, go get it. Go get your Google business page. It's easy. And the cool thing is, scroll down when you do it, because you want to upload photos, perhaps from your website. If you have an Agent Formula website, you can upload the videos, because the more content you have, the higher in the rankings you're going to get when somebody is Googling for Las Vegas. And I will tell you this too, you need to make sure that you have long tail meta tags, not Las Vegas real estate, because if you type in Las Vegas real estate in Google, guess what? You are going to get 200 million pages competing for that keyword. So you want to do something like Summerlin with pools. Actually, it should be more than 5 words. So you can think of the, well, I live in Red Rock Country Club. So I'd say Red Rock Country Club, home with pool. So that's more than 5 words. So, and it defines something specific. So instead of getting you amongst 200 million pages, you may be just getting like in front of 40 people. Well, it only takes 1, right? And if you're in front of 200 million, you're not going to get anything. So that's important. We can review, business pages anytime you want to in our Thursday class too. We can show you the steps to set it up and the right things to do to make you come up. John's company, Love Las Vegas Real Estate, is right now going through a transformation of his Google and of his Google presence. So we'll watch that as time goes on, and as he's hired a consultant to help him, and he's looking to get more property management owners. So we'll see how that works, and I'll keep you posted on that. But anyway, Google business page, 40% of the real estate agents have them, 60% don't. So that's something that you can do to set yourself apart. And then content. Oh my gosh, we have so much content in Agent Formula. We have thousands of items, including downloadable guides, blogs. We daily blog. We have so much content for you. And, for $59 a month, $69 a month, depending on when you buy it, we have specials sometimes. So sometimes, but the content is what you need to really put out there. And people will find you. And of course, you have to use hashtags, and you have to put it on LinkedIn. You have to put it on your Facebook. And you also, I want to jump down here, emails. So, emails are hitting it out of the ballpark right now. And a lot of that's because people, the different servers are not allowing spammers to fill people's email boxes. And then the other thing he said, 81% of consumers would rather watch a video than read something. So if you're not doing video, you need to do video. We talk about that till I get blue in the face. Direct mail, if you're a Buffiniite, you get items of value. If you're in my group, you get items of value. You can direct mail those. You can email those. So you can kill two birds with one stone with one stone with the items of value. And then your 5, 5, and 4 for calls. Call 5 people from your database. Call 5 people from outside your database. Those will be new people. And then follow up with 4 phone calls. And then I love this question. How has COVID in the last year of pandemic changed the way you feel about your home? What a great question to ask when you call somebody. And just say, I'll let you know the various responses in my next email or my next call. So you can actually email that to people. You can call people and tell them you sent them an email because you're taking a survey about the pandemic. I thought that was a great tip. I took it a little bit farther than he did, but that's fine. And that's the 6 things. How easy is that? Hope you all enjoyed it today. And I want to just say one big shout out here. Go to BEE, B as in boy, B as in bumblebee, EE.Vegas, no.com, no.net. Sign up for social media class. It's Monday 11 to 2 and Wednesday 11 to 2. And you'll get thousands of items of content. You'll get blogs, videos, guides. We are the content monster. And we are going to show you how you become relevant on social media, and start today. Start today, because if you gleaned anything from what Tom Ferry says, you have got to get out there and you have to be relevant, and you can't be selling. You have to be giving information, and we have that to give. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I have a special guest, and you all have a great Friday.